It's amazing what you can get used to. Not that many years ago, Newton had a reputation for having some of the best schools and services of any city in America, a reputation for innovation and leadership, a reputation for smooth streets and beautiful parks. But over the course of the last decade, we have lost some ground. Our buildings and parks have been poorly maintained. Our schools, while still very good, are no longer ranked among the best in the nation. We have discontinued practices of long-term financial and capital planning that were pioneered in our community. Today, many Newton residents don't so much as bat an eyelash when they hear about deteriorating public buildings, declining test scores, cuts in services, introduction of new fees, and weakening of neighborhood zoning protections, just to name a few recent developments. This point was driven home to me forcefully by a recent conversation I had with a Newton parent about the condition of our school buildings and fire stations. She lamented the deplorable conditions and then said, "What do you expect in Newton? We should expect better." It doesn't have to be this way. Newton is still a wonderful community to live in, and it is not too late to reverse this recent decline, but only if we act promptly and decisively. We must decide as a community that we will no longer settle for false choices and broken promises. We need to take back our city government from an administration that has demonstrated its inability or unwillingness to innovate and adapt. An administration that blames the state and forces beyond its control for conditions many of us warned them about years ago. The time has come for bold and decisive action to get our city government back on the right track. For new leadership that will engage in an open and honest discussion with Newton residents about the challenges facing our community. So that we can move forward together, new leadership that will not react to challenges with denial and division, but with cooperation and innovation. For this effort to succeed, we need a leader with a full understanding of the workings of our city government, the ability to bring diverse interests together, to build consensus for change, the flexibility to embrace new ideas and initiatives, and the management skill and persistence to follow through on those ideas and to make them reality. For the past 16 years, it has been my honor and privilege to serve as a Newton alderman. I have prided myself on bringing forward the best ideas of Newton residents and guiding them through the maze of hurdles that stood in the way of their adoption and implementation. I am proud of my record of success at building consensus for innovative new ideas that benefit Newton residents, often in the face of strong opposition from the current administration. Many Newton residents are aware of my recent efforts to address the city's financial crisis by organizing the Finance and Management Working Group, which came up with more than $10 million of cost savings and revenue generation ideas in 2005, many of which were included in the subsequent Blue Ribbon Commission report. And many are also aware of my recent efforts to expand the public beach at Crystal Lake and to develop a citywide Wi-Fi network. But my guess is that most Newton residents are not aware of much of my past work on their behalf, from the Smoke-Free Newton Ordinance to the local adoption of the Community Preservation Act, to improving investment return on our pension fund by using the state system, to developing a Canadian drug reimportation program that has saved the city and our employees more than $500,000, to the local adoption of the Hopkinton Bill, which has generated over $940,000 in revenue for the city. I love our city and have done everything I can do to improve the quality of life here. While there are many Newton residents with leadership skills, there are very few with the combination of vision, experience, and knowledge of the workings of our local government necessary to get us heading back on the right direction, on the right track. The successful long-term financial planning, maintenance of our buildings, streets and parks, open and transparent government, and sound management practices will require this combination, which I believe I can offer to the City of Newton. I know we can do better, and I know how to get us there. For these reasons, and many more, I'm gathered here with family and friends today to announce the formation of the Ken Parker for Newton Mayor 2009 Exploratory Committee. The Exploratory Committee has a simple task: to start a conversation. The scope of that conversation will include the direction of our city, ideas for improving Newton's management and services, and of course, my record as an alderman and qualifications for serving as mayor. The Exploratory Committee will be sponsoring events in every neighborhood in Newton to engage in a dialogue about the future of our city. And as part of this effort, I pledge to go anywhere in Newton and to meet with anyone who has ideas for addressing the challenges we face. The Exploratory Committee is launching a website with information on how you can take part in this conversation by hosting a neighborhood discussion, by coming to an event, or by offering your thoughts on how we can get our city government back in the right track. We invite all Newton residents to join one of our issue subcommittees described on the Exploratory Committee's website, parker2009.org, which will be going live very soon. We have a wonderful team of dedicated people working on this effort throughout Newton. I'd like to take a moment to introduce a few of them, and then I'll take questions. Please join us. Together we can accomplish great things for our community. I'm going to start off by introducing my family, who's up here with me, and then I'm going to introduce our field director and a couple other people, and then I will take whatever questions folks have. This is my wife Kelly, my son Benjamin, my brother Michael, my mom Jackie, my dad Bruce, my sister Debbie, and my mother-in-law Maureen is hiding back here. Oh, there she is. Hi, Maureen. And my friend Evan, who's been a chairman of many of my campaigns over the years, Rich Tolley, Neil Fleischer, Steve Linsky. I'm going to end up introducing everybody, but you know what? Let me bring Sean up at this point to talk about a couple of the technical details of what the heck an exploratory committee is and what we're going to be doing. And then Sean Fitzgibbons is the field director, and then we'll go around the rest of the group.
Thanks, Ken. I signed on to the campaign because I've been really impressed with the phalanx of supporters Ken has throughout Newton, and I wanted to help him. In addition, he's going to work to develop the issues for the campaign, but I'm going to help turn those individuals into a powerful campaign force that will propel Ken to victory in 2009. I encourage anyone who wants to help with the campaign to get in touch with Ken or myself, and we'd be happy to have you as a volunteer in a number of different ways.